What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it to answer your question. That hurt. In another installment of For the Greater.
Is that that's the voice of that counselor from Recess, isn't it? The one that wears the yellow gown.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
So this is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what Brandon Graham did. He asks, what if the two legions of the Lost Primarchs were also blanks? I think it would wreak havoc on the forces of chaos.
Yeah, anything blank related will wreak havoc on anything chaos related.
Yeah. The thing about the Lost Primarch, or the purpose of the Lost Primarchs, are for you to create whatever you want. Mm-hmm. If you want a faction of furries, you can say that the Lost Primarchs suffered from a mutation that made them into furries, and the Emperor had to kill them, but the Legion stayed behind or whatever. The purpose is for you to fill your fluff with whatever you want.
That's right. I don't know what else to say.
There is inklings of what could have happened to them. I don't think GW is ever going to mention anything. I think maybe accidentally, one of the writers from one of the books might give more details than he should or she should at some point. But ultimately, I think GW wants to keep the Lost Primarchs open for interpretation. And that's it.
That's it.
Next question.
This one is by Space Wolf. Not Wolf. Wolf. What would happen if a Tyranid ate a Kroot that ate the Emperor?
If a Tyranid ate a Kroot that ate the Emperor.
So the Kroot would first have to eat the Emperor.
And die, because we've all figured out that he's going to die. And then the Tyranid consumes
that biomass.
So that happens.
Mm-mm. I mean, they'll just wear boy shorts from now on.
Next question comes from Raunchy Spaghetti.
This is a great name.
Do you either of you know any details into Magnus the Red and his part in the Siege of Terra? I recently learned he was on Terra to reclaim the last soul shard during the battle. Love your videos, guys. Keep up the good work. We're actually going to do a 40 facts videos on Magnus. Magnus versus Guilliman. And it's going to be a long one. It's taken me forever. But I'll do it. So what is it? Yeah, they fought each other. He tricked Guilliman, but then Guilliman found out about the trick and tricked him. And then they battled on Luna, which is the moon, and long story short, Magnus lost.
Jeffrey Rogers, are there, damn, tongue-tied. Are there any pale orcs in 40K or, what the hell? Let me read that again. Are there any pale orc WAAAGHs in 40K and or pale skin characters? Working on my army, and I'm going to be painting my weird boys light skin to make it seem like they've been pulled from the caves and shackled to battle. That's mean.
Yeah. No, there hasn't, but you can make your own lore for that.
Mm-hmm. There's what? There's red orcs, right? Because they go faster. There's black orcs, right?
Kinda. They're so green that they're black.
Okay. So there's dark green orcs.
Yeah, and there could be pale orcs. The pale orcs, you have a really good concept. You have to remember, though, that they are lichens, or they're a very sophisticated lichen. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So they need the sun for photosynthesis, but instead of the sun, they need battle. So really what you should say, not so much that they were stuck in caves, but they were forced to not fight. And probably they were forced to be singled out, so just as a single orc, and forced to mine rocks or something crazy like that. That would take away the greenness, because the green energies of them fighting each other would not be there.
Or you can just go the goofy route and just be like, oh, these orcs paint themselves in the ashes of the dead.
That'd be badass. Yeah, yeah.
That's not goofy at all. That's grimdark.
Yeah, that's awesome. Check out, go to Daka Daka, the gallery, and type in orc, and then search for the best paint job. There is a white orc model that looks amazing. Amazing. Next question.
Jorge Pantoja. If the Kroot ate enough fruits and veggies, would they themselves become vegetables? Would they grow roots and become plant Kroot that eat fruit to become more plant-like? So would a Kroot fruit salad go good with an Emperor steak breakfast? Kroot smoothie, perhaps?
Kroots are carnivores, so they don't eat plants, right?
No, not really. They eat meat. But there's always croutons.
I see what you did there. Mandalore the Hunter also sees what you did there, and he asks, "Hey fam, what if the Emperor ate the Emperor? What if the Emperor ate the Emperor? Would he become a Kroot or would he become an Emperor? Sorry, please, my other question is better." We've already answered your other question. So if the Emperor ate the Emperor, nothing would happen.
He'd become the second Emperor.
No, it would just be like you biting yourself.
Well, that's biting, not eating.
Well, fine. So, like, right now, you probably saw it on the video, but I took a piece of my skin from my cuticles. If I eat that, then that's me eating myself.
Right.
I'm not gonna spit it out. Alright.
This one's by Vosphere. If the Cult Mechanicus keeps trying to get closer to the Omnissiah by replacing parts of their flesh with circuits and machines, why haven't they found a way to extract their souls and put their souls into machine bodies? The Eldar have been doing this since the fall, and even the Tau use a way of retaining some of their greatest leaders' personalities as artificial intelligence.
Because they lack the psychic abilities of the Eldar. The reason that the Eldar can do that is because they have mastery over psychicness. More so than the Adeptus Mechanicus. And the Adeptus Mechanicus, so the Eldars use a their technology is not really technology, it's magic. It's
right.
warp.
Spirit stone, soul stone, that kind of thing.
Whereas like the Adeptus Mechanicus is just wires, nuts, and bolts. On another note, how do you guys make rivets?
Rivets
For your models.
Well, you gotta buy a frog first.
I hope that answers the question.
This one's by Vulpes Graham. Do you guys think that there's any chance that GW will be bringing back the squats? If they did, would they get their own army, or would they be like ratlings?
Ratlings.
Yeah. It's been 100% confirmed that the Necromunda Hive will actually be getting a bounty hunter in the form of a squat. So yeah, they announced it. Check out the Warhammer community YouTube. They got a video up on, I think it says like something about a clock, and it's like a minute long, and there's like a squat. So check it out.
Yeah. Next question comes from PSE Uninom. In which Warhammer Fantasy county, like Reiklin, Averlin, Hotchlin, etc., would you live?
Don't look at me.
I don't know. You do some lore for fantasy, right?
Some.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the lore of fantasy all that well. Sorry, man.
Narnia.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Next question.
A lone penguin. What tabletop armies do you guys play, and how much money do you think they would be worth after everything has been built and painted?
Like our armies? How much our armies would be worth?
So you got orcs, you got
Purifists.
You got custodes.
Nah, why are you having Inquisition? So I have like a variety of different things. And then you have Tau, Necrons. Nope.
Tau, Space Marines.
And Grey Knights.
No more Grey Knights.
You sold your Grey Knights?
No, I still have Grey Knights.
Oh, okay. That's it, right?
That's it.
So, how much do you think each one is worth? You would be a better judge at this because you buy your models and stuff, so you know how much eBay sells it for.
I'd say
you could get off eBay.
Yeah, I'd say your stuff would probably be like maybe 1,500
For everything?
for everything.
Damn, that's nothing.
Right, because it's like half painted and shit's broken.
Yeah, the orcs are hurting.
Yeah.
Horrible. But all my Imperial fists are still in parts.
Oh yeah, that's right. So maybe a little bit more. My stuff would probably be around maybe $2,000.
Have you spent $2,000?
Probably bit by bit.
Yeah. Next question comes from Giga Slayer, or sorry, the Giga Slayer.
Oh, you can't forget the.
Are you guys drunk again?
You mean are we sober again?
Next question.
This one is by Kobe Bryan. I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem picking between the Black Dragons and the Carcharodons. Any advice?
Carcharodons have a better paint scheme. Black Dragons are going to be a lot of conversion.
Yeah, because they've got like claws and horns coming off of them. So if you want to convert, go with that. If you want an army that has well-established lore, Carcharodons, you know, they've got a theme going. They've got battles and stuff. Black Dragons, they're kind of like a successor that you don't really hear too much about.
And be careful too, because if you're not a good, if you're not good at sculpting and stuff, you might get what's the word? You might get discouraged if you start putting like toothpicks on your models and they don't look good. That'll discourage you. Next question.
Michael Howell. How do the forces of chaos navigate through the galaxy and the warp? Do they have navigators? Do they use the Astronomicon?
Sometimes, so chaos usually gets pushed by their patron god to a certain direction. They also have, what are they called? Chaotic astropathic servants or whatever. That also guide them.
Or they just use slaves.
Yep. Astropathic slaves.
Have them chained up.
Yep. And then they just start. That's like mining.
I was thinking of like going fishing, like.
What game do you fish a lot in?
Like fishing simulation game.
That's what it is. Last question comes from Rodney Stillwell. What would happen if a Kroot ate the Emperor? What if a Kroot ate a Kroot? Who ate a Kroot? And would it still be a Kroot? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose of like the whole eating thing. Like the Shaper tells you what foods to eat. So if you want to eat a certain type, if you want to maintain your type, you have to eat your type, right?
Right.
What if a Kroot had wings? Would it still bump its ass on the ground? I didn't know they did that.
I mean, you're gonna fall every once in a while.
You said no custodian has been taken by chaos, but in the book, The Master of Man, or The Master of Mankind, the Emperor puts a demon in one. Does that count as falling to chaos?
No. I don't think so, because you're not doing it on your own will. Like the Emperors like you do that.
Yeah, so Inquisitors do that. Witch Hunters do that a lot. They possess
demon hosts.
Yep, and then they use the demon host because demons are very powerful. And those were the questions for today. Thank you for sending them our way. We have more questions coming tomorrow. And check out our Patreon, because we have a Patreon exclusive for the Greater Wall.
That's right. As always, guys, thank you for all these questions, and hopefully you've enjoyed our answers. Keep on sending them to us, and we'll see you guys next time. Sound Alchemist?
Guess what?
And we are out of here.